Hi guys, let's roll. I wasn't going to bother this evening, but I saw that the angry bootneck was kicking off over this article about Gordon Brown. I like the angry bootneck. He got a good channel. My first ship was a commando carrier, HMS Bulwark. We used to carry around either 4-1 Commando or 4-2 Commando. Those bootnecks couldn't catch me. Uh, Great bunch of lads, the bootnecks. Not as bright as sailors, but still a nice bunch of lads. K Company, I haven't forgot you boys. Right, so what's Gordon on about? He's attacking the Tories' lies about the two-child benefit system. Yeah. Now, I done an article about this the other day, didn't I? Now, I don't have a problem with removing the two-child limit benefit system. I think it should be done, but it should only be done for indigenous population and then only ones who are working, not the unemployed, ones who are working. I want to see more white children. And what stops there being more white children? They're too busy. The parents are too busy working, paying taxes to keep the Johnny come latelys, living in luxury and wealth. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, white working couple, have 6 kids, have 7, have 8. I'd pay for every single one of them. I'd even pay for the wife to stay at home, providing the husband worked. So long as one of them's working, pay it them. But I don't think we should pay it to these people who come from overseas. Remember this? This is what I showed you. Yeah, it's the amount of benefit that a couple gets. Let's just pick one of the many sort of races feeding off our population at the moment. Um, Iraqis, Indians, Syrians, Somalis, Pakistanis. Yeah, let's go with Pakistan, shall we? Okay, so we've got a Pakistani couple, never worked, rocked up on our shores with 6 kids. And how much will they get after their housing? Well, you can read it there, can't you? A lot. That's a lot, isn't it? £3,360 per month, just over £40,000 a year. Yeah. So they've got their house or their council flat, yeah. Probably a 4-bedroomed house. Realistic considerations. They'll also have free school meals, free prescriptions, free dentistry, free eye tests, possible grants for school uniforms, cold weather payments, and they won't owe any income tax or national insurance down the road. Oh, and they won't be required to look for a job. Well, there you go. They will do anything to try and buy the Muslim vote. Too late, Labour. They've got their own political parties now. Anyhow, let me pause this before I lose train of thought. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about this. As I said, I prepared it without a script. Now let's go over to year. What's now? It's Prince William. They're going to love you in Ireland, William, aren't they? Prince Billy. Ha, I'm not going to start singing songs, don't worry. So Gordon Brown. I had really hoped we'd seen the last of this rat. He was Prime Minister from 2007 to 2010. And guess who was around in 2007 to report on Gordon, the Green Arrow? So we're going to have a look at what I know about Gordon Brown. And have I got a video for you at the end? So stick around. I hope you've got a strong stomach. What's he blathering on about here? Prince of Wales charity joined forces with the charity founded by a former Prime Minister to help create homes for people at risk of homelessness in Sheffield. 250 homes across the country. Wow, that's going to make a big help, isn't it? I doubt very much that veterans will get it, but let's forget that, guys, because we've all got things to do tonight, haven't we? Let's go here. Gordon Brown. Can you read it? When was this written? 2007. Prior to all this, there was a deal between Tony Blair and Gordon Brown. They went and had a meal in a restaurant. And the deal was Tony Blair would be Prime Minister first and Brown would come later in the second term, something like that. Well, Tony Blair stabbed old Gordon in the back and he didn't get in for years and years and years. And he sulked and he sulked and he sulked. Anyhow, I'll read you a couple of these articles. According to some, the memory of a goldfish is about 3 seconds. Hello, I'm Bubbles. Have we met? Swim, swim, swim. Hello, I'm Bubbles. Have we met? Swim, swim, swim. Well, goldfish do have a short memory, but not quite as short as 3 seconds, more like 3 months. Goldfish are not the only creatures on this earth with short memories. Take some of our fellow True Brits and their memories of Gordon Brown, who has received another boost to his massive ego by polls that suggest he has what it takes to be Prime Minister. Some people thought he would be a good Prime Minister. Those people were fools. Those people are known as Labour voters. Have our fellow citizen voters still working forgotten that it was Gordon Brown and the Labour Party that abolished the right of insurance companies to reclaim advanced corporation tax, thus depriving workers of over £5 billion a year going into their pension funds? Later, he raided the pension funds and stole billions. Gordon Brown stole from the elderly, the pensioners, the very people who suffered the hardest in saving Europe from fascism during the Second World War. Is that why he hates them, would now deny them the medical treatment that prevents the like of blindness and Parkinson's disease? Are we the human equivalent of goldfish when it comes to politics? No, not me. Have the entire nation forgotten that it was Brown who brought in over 100 stealth taxes that bleed the True Brits dry? And for why? 2 illegal wars that he also sanctioned as a cabinet minister, paid for by money stolen from pensioners and taxpayers and by any means possible. A war that has already cost us billions in pounds, but much, much worse, costs us the lives of hundreds of our servicemen. Then there was the gold and the selling off of our centuries-old inflation-proof gold reserves to the fraud centre of the world, the European Union, in 1999 for next to nothing. Have we really forgotten that also? Have we forgotten how many billions that cost us to prop up the EU? Have we forgotten that when push comes to shove, paper money is worthless and it is lumps of gold that pays for lumps of food? Russia and China have massive, massive gold reserves. Yeah. And it is geopolitical instability that is now causing countries and wealthy individuals to start stockpiling gold for an uncertain future. And in that future, what of our country? Well, I suppose we could always turn the empty gold vaults into prisons for the pensioners who cannot afford to pay their rates. This is why I've got my National Party at home, guys. The British National Party attempts at every hour of every day to reinforce the memory of the goldfish citizen, help feed the fish, join the BNP and restore the memory of our nation. Do me a favour, you younger chaps. Ask your parents and say, Dad, Mum, why didn't you vote BNP? That Green Arrow, he seems a really splendid person. And see what they say. Ask them why they didn't follow us and support us. Mind you, if they're anything like the people where I live, they were all supporters. Always supported you, Paul. Yeah, right. What else? Only a war can save Gordon Brown. I think that was John of Gwent wrote that. One of the first, the Crown The Brown Clown Cabinet, yeah. As you can see, I used to follow Gordon Brown very, very closely. Let's have a look. We'll see if we can find one more. Labour and Tory thieves about. Vote BNP. No. No. The pension thief. Immigration. Gordon Brown supporters force wages down. Unemployment up. While at the same time reducing job security. So for him to pretend to be the friend of the British worker was truly vomit-inducing. That was one of my favourite words back then, vomit-inducing. Right. At the Labour conference, serial policy thief Gordon Brown vowed to deport foreign criminals. Oh, Tutia Kia must have pinched Gordon's script. They're repeating the same old lies. They're all going to do something about it. And they're not. Well, no, not all of them. He couldn't quite bring himself to copy our policy entirely, but he promised any newcomer to Britain who is caught selling drugs or using guns will be thrown out. Yeah, righto. Lies, all lies. It simply won't happen. EU laws and the Human Rights Act introduced by Labour will stop this happening. Look, I'll scroll it down, guys, and if you want to read this, you can, okay? Because we've all got things to do. George Osborne, pension BNP policy, Gordon Brown's letter to the voter. Oh, yeah. This is when he attacked the BNP on the 3rd of June 2009. We love Britain precisely because of its tolerance and diversity. This is a letter that Gordon Brown put out. The British National Party and its allies are a threat to everything that makes us proud of this country we love. The BNP is working hard to conceal its extremism because it knows that people in Britain totally reject the politics of racism and hatred. They tried to make out that the BNP was against mixed relationships. The BNP were never against mixed relationships. I knew fantastic members who were in mixed race relationships. And as we said, love is blind. You can't help who you fall in love with. We also had some very brave Sikhs who were very active. So there is a case for civic nationalism, even though I would prefer ethno. So that was a lie about the BNP. I guess some of your parents believed it though, didn't they? He's still going down. Oh yeah. He's sending a message out to the Muslims, licking ass. The inspirational thing about the act of Hajj is the great restlessness it shows in the Ummah. Yeah, it's that restless, it's got to move all over the world, haven't it? The great stirrings for justice that reside in the Muslim heart. No, hatred for anyone who doesn't follow their cult pseudo-religion. At this special time for the Muslim community, we can also reflect upon and celebrate the tremendous contributions of British Muslims to our national life. Well, we know what those contributions are. We call them funerals. There I go again. You can read that vomit at its source here. Oh, look, I've just got too many articles. We've got to move on, guys. Anyhow, I promised you a treat, didn't I? Here we go. Get ready for this. Got a sick bag? Gordon Brown will never starve. Never. He's found a way to feed himself, even if there's nothing in the kitchen larder.
Government, and therefore through the government and its financial support to people in Zimbabwe, the UK people have provided some £140 million over the past 5 years in trying to help the very poorest people in Zimbabwe. When the Zimbabwean government says that we're not prepared to help with land resettlement, we have said that we will set aside a specific sum of money to help with this problem, provided that money is routed through the United Nations Development Programme and not through the Zimbabwean government. Now, let's be very clear, however, the problem is the solution to Zimbabwe ultimately will not come simply through the pressure applied by Britain. That pressure has got to be applied within Africa, and in particular within the African Union. And I can assure him we will continue to do all we can to make sure that Africa realises this is a responsibility of Africa as well as the Zimbabwean government.
He don't go hungry, will he? God knows what those lot are thinking. I don't know who was on the opposite bench then, but I would have had to have interrupted that war criminal Blair. Anyhow, that's all I've got for you. Thanks, guys. You've been listening to The Green Arrow. Wishing you a good night. Stop recording now.